I am full of fire today. Let me tell you. Welcome, welcome. You're hearing me live from my basement, my office. I'm not here to make a world famous podcast. I'm just a mom, a mortgage broker, a wife here rambling, talking about things that are on my mind to get them out of my mind. And maybe by doing that, somebody might find it helpful. It won't be all personal. It won't be all mortgages, but it's just going to be whatever I feel like talking about. However that comes out is what it's going to be. And you're going to find a mix of everything. I'm just never going to be that person who creates content that's scripted or, talking about what the market is doing as if I'm reporting it, because there's enough people doing that in the world that I don't think anybody needs to hear one more person talk about the Bank of Canada or how bad our economy is, how the condo market sucks. Oh, you bought a pre-con, it's closing soon, probably not going to appraise. And when it doesn't appraise right now for the value that you bought it for a couple of years ago, you have to make up the difference in your down payment or else you can't close on the condo. So there's a lot of people that are stuck, and I know everyone's been hearing this. Like I said, it's been reported by all of the quasi-expert reporters that have surfaced over the last couple of years in social media, reporting on the markets and everything as if anybody cares. But that's besides the point. If you haven't figured it out by now, I'm a little bit deadpan, cryptic, sarcastic, to the point though, and optimistic and positive, because it's not that I don't think scripting for things like content, phone calls, and reporting the news is wrong. I just can't do it. I'm just not that person. Okay, let me tell you something. Here's an example. I love cooking. I love baking. I can make you anything from scratch. I'm just going to say it. It's going to be amazing. And I can do that. I can put together all of these things to create one amazing thing, which is whatever the food is. But I can't cook sidekicks. Nobody should be eating sidekicks. First of all, they're full of sodium. So if you are, you should throw it out immediately. But when I did cook sidekicks, I couldn't do it. The Alfredo noodles or whatever, every single time, still hard. But I can make you a chicken parmesan from scratch, or make an amazing pasta salad with vinaigrette, awesome cookies, so many kinds of muffins, bread, pizza. Pizza's my favorite. But the point is, hand me a box and I will mess it up, because there's just such a small window of opportunity to get that recipe right. So if you want to make a box of muffins, right? You got your muffin mix and you got the water and you got some oil too, probably. Let's just say we just got water. Muffin mix, water. You have to have 150 ml of water. Holy, what pressure. Can't have 155, can't have 145. We don't know. I mean, is it different consistencies from one brand to another? Does one need a little bit more water than the other? I mean, I will do it from scratch all day, every day. Just need to know a basic guideline of what I'm putting in a bowl. And then I got it. But you give me an opportunity, something that has such a small margin for error. And not only for error, but a small margin for solutions and creativity. There's only so much you can do. You have the mix and you have the water. And again, maybe some oil. But that's a whole other ballgame. It's what do you use? Canola, sunflower oil. Wouldn't use olive oil. That's gross. Coconut oil? Probably not. Doesn't really melt well. It's a weird one. But anyways, so besides the point, back to the point I was trying to make, which it got lost. However, I think what I'm trying to say is, give me a box and I only have one direction to go with it, and it's going to fail, probably. Because there's just always something that I can't control in the variables that's going to work out, and I can't solve the problem because it's a box of mix. There's no more mix. If there's too much water, there's too much water, and you're done. Nothing I can tweak, improve, but then let me do everything from scratch with all of the available options, and I'm going to create something pretty wicked. So if you don't really get where I'm going with this, what I'm trying to say is, I'm not a mortgage broker that is giving you a one and done recipe. I'm like way outside the box that I don't even know where the box is. Nothing that I have came in a box. I don't like the box. The box is the bank, by the way. Now, not that I'm saying the bank is bad. I do work with major banks, but here's the difference. There's a broker channel and there's a bank channel. So your bank, that's your, everyday run-of-the-mill institution. You walk in there, you know what to expect. Couple offices, ATMs. It's where you go and get some cash out, right? And it's either blue, it's kind of a blue bank, or red or green, something along those lines. So you go in there and you do your thing and then you leave. And you think that, oh, they knew exactly who I was when I walked in there. That's so amazing. My bank loves me so much. They must really value me and my property. So I think they're going to give me a really, really great deal because my mortgage is up for renewal. And I mean, Sharon said hi to me, the teller. Did you see her? George, haven't seen him in so long. Remember, he set us up with our mutual funds, right? I wonder how those are doing. Yeah, he did set us up in those mutual funds that were from the same portfolio that the institution owns. I guess it was a good deal. Weird, right? I don't know. I guess why wouldn't they keep it all together? Makes sense. They manage everything. It's all their products, yeah. So they indoctrinate you. Okay, this is sounding really conspiracy theory-like, but I promise you it's not. You just have to get out of like your box. I don't know if you're used to making like craft dinner or you're like a home-style mac and cheese kind of person, but you have to get out of it and think for just, I don't know, give me 5 minutes. It might go longer, but give me 5 minutes, okay? You go into the green bank or the red bank, get your money out of the ATM. Maybe you have to go get a bank draft, talk to Jeff and Sally and the branch manager, everybody there, because that's your home branch and that's where you go to get stuff that you need. And you think that just because they see you, that they care whatsoever about any of your portfolio, in a sense that they're really rooting for you. They absolutely care about your portfolio in the way that they have sales quotas. And I know that if you're an institutional bank lover through and through, I know that this probably won't resonate with you. Just consider for a second, you are walking into a store, essentially, a retail store that sells you things, pulling the wool over your eyes. The loyalty has no bargaining here. Your bank is a retail store. That store is selling you your own money. It's not generosity that they are offering you credit cards, lines of credit, trying to retain you with points. And discounts off interest rates sounds amazing. Who would not want a discount? This is a story for another time. It's just not exactly as good as you think it is. There's different ways to play this game. And the retailer, aka your bank, they know how to play this game real well. They've been playing it for decades and decades and decades because your grandfather went there, your father went there, your uncle banks there, and now you bank there, and you are so committed to your checking account that you can't fathom opening your mind outside of the craft dinner box to look at something else objectively. Like, what is the attachment? I can't, and adults, grown men, grown women, like, I just can't leave my bank. I've always banked there. I just don't know anything else. Well, it's like, shouldn't you know something else? Shouldn't you look for something else? As I said, you're going into this bank and they are selling you your own money. They're salespeople. You're going in there, you're sitting down, and you're following a procedure that is psychological. They indoctrinate you because you go in there all the time. You see the same faces. You've been with them for ages, and it's, in your family. You all bank with the same bank. Terrific. And you have this commitment and this loyalty because you think that means something. but it only means something to you. Your bank has no feelings about you. If it was a reality that humans had interactions with institutions on an emotional level and did business based off of feelings, those institutions would not be in business because you can't make money off of feelings. You're making money off of math, right? So, do you think that the green bank got where they are today? Do you think that the red bank got where they are today because they are empathetic to people's situations and lives and think that, oh, wow, you've been here for, 10 years with a checking account. So you're one of our most loyal customers. Here's the red carpet, and we're going to give you all of these things. I will leave you with one last thought. Throughout your whole time in a relationship with your institutional lender, how many times have they called you when the rates changed in a way that could save you money and benefit you? Have they ever called you to say, hey, how are you doing? You're a really, really great customer, and I just wanted to call and chat. They're going to do that when they offer you a credit card or more credit. They're going to do that when they're offering you something that you're going to buy. But they're not going to do that when it's out of the goodness of their heart to save you money. That, again, is not how banks stay in business. That would be like going to Costco, spending $2,000, and then Costco calling you the next week and saying, oh, hey, Judy, I saw that you bought all these things last week, and they were on sale at the time, but it was wrong. We rang it through wrong. So we would like to give you like $100 back. If you would want that, then we would love to give that back to you because that's something that's yours, and we just wouldn't want to take it because that's not honest. Has Costco ever done that? Has Walmart, Amazon, do all of these retailers care if there's a mistake? They don't. They truly don't. You got to figure it out. You're the one that's going to have to look around, price match, compare, but also keep in mind, it's not always about the price, aka not always about the rate. And why do I say that? Because you get what you pay for. That's the same with interest rates. Amazing. The Blue Bank is giving you a super large discount. They have slashed the interest rate. Huge discount just for you because you are the best. Why do you think they're doing that? Yeah, they want to retain you, number one. Number two, please read the fine print on your mortgage commitment when you are about to sign that, and read how the penalties are charged at the end of the day should something happen where you would like to cancel your mortgage, whether that is you need more money, want to do a refinance, maybe you're moving, maybe it's not a mortgage that's portable, aka a mortgage you can take with you. And beyond that, there's so many caveats. So what I'm going to say here is the bank doesn't call because they care about you. And they're certainly not looking at everybody who's been there over the past month or quarter and checking out what their interest rate is and combing through it, saying, can they save some money? Do you think we should call them? Because if they did that collectively, they would not be in business anymore, and those people would not have jobs. And this is really the crux of the difference here. We've all seen this a million times. Banker versus broker. Why should I choose one over the other? When do I know if it's right for me? Well, think about the opposite to the institution. Mortgage brokers, mortgage agents, we are self-employed. We belong to a brokerage, which is essentially a place that employs us, quote unquote, and oversees that everything we're doing is ethical. We are following compliance, regulations, and everything is by the books. With that, the brokerages they partner with different lenders. We all have access to mostly the same lenders. It's not super revolutionary who has access to what lender. Some have better arrangements, deals, some pay better than others. It really is just a mixed bag, but it's generally the same story all across the board for mortgage brokers. So sure, we have access to 50 different lenders. That does not mean that we're using all 50 lenders, and it doesn't mean that there's a place for the clients that we have that would match well. Like generally we're working with 3 to 5 of our favorite lenders, and when we say favorite, that means different things to different brokers. Some brokers are working on a specific strategy, which is doable at only lender A. So their business goes there. It's not based on necessarily rate or commission payment that we get. It's based on this is their business model. They do rental cash jamming. They're only taking clients that are interested in doing rental cash jamming. They're not taking on whatever it is that comes that day. They're taking on specific clientele with a very targeted profile. So that's how they end up working with lender A 95% of the time, is because that is their specialty of what they focus on. So let's take rental cash jamming, for example. If somebody is looking to do that as a client, they don't know where to start, or even if they do know where to start, you're not going to your bank. And if you are, then like you really shouldn't be, because they have no clue. They have no clue, and it's not something you should really talk to them about anyways. So yeah, I mean, mortgage brokers, how we get paid commission from the lenders to bring them new business. That is basically how it works. So yes, we are salespeople, but we are not selling you something that is going to not benefit you. And we're not selling you really anything. You come to us, you need help, we help you. We have the expertise. We specialize in different things. And like I said, there's all of these lenders out there. There's also tons of brokers that are specializing in very niche areas of borrowing. If you're looking for something specific, like managing a property you live in, and then how do you add an investment property to that portfolio and deal with all of that? How do you move money around? That's not a bank. And that's not something that a broker is trying to sell you on either. They're giving you the strategy for it. They're helping you to actually save money and to set yourself up in a way that is going to be beneficial to you in the long term and the short term. I mean, like, whenever somebody says lowest rate, it's not the lowest rate that they want. It's more cash flow, more freedom, more flexibility in access to money, pay off their mortgage faster, lower the payment, be able to save more money. There's always some motivation behind the question of what's your best rate. And I think it's smart to really reflect on that and ask yourself, what is the reason why I'm chasing this best rate? Is because it's in the news headlines or something? Because the news is telling us that the rates are this and that the economy is gone to trash. So, I mean, if you're listening to all of that, I'm not really sure what to tell you to do. You have to look at these things for yourself, figure out the best path for you, and what the smartest choice is going to be. Don't look at a rate on a sheet, because that is not going to tell you anything. You can take rates and manipulate them. You can structure financing in so many different ways with the same rate and different rates with various strategies that all have different outcomes. You just have to get out of your craft dinner box. So, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I'm sure I will be here again. Andreina Ford, Mortgage Agent Level 2 with Tango Ontario. As always, I'm here for your questions. I am at Mortgage with Ford on all of social media. Okay, thanks. Bye.